Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be sitting down with Brandon Russell, owner of 4th DMC Graphic and Design. He's going to give us a little bit about his past, tell us how it's developed his business in today's world, where his business is at today, and where it's going to go into the future. Next on the Small Business Voice. Hello everybody, and thank you for watching the Small Business Voice. The Small Business Voice is a platform for small business owners to have their voice heard. And what would those voices ask you to do? They would ask you to please buy local. Brandon, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, no problem.
Now, I find it fascinating, your background a little bit, how it's made you to the person you are today. Can you kind of give a brief background of how it's transitioned in today's world?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, in a lot of ways, it's just like anybody else. I was a server for a long time at a bunch of restaurants, from Taco Bell's and stuff like that, and managers there, all the way to 4-star restaurants and opening some restaurants like that. Different experiences in all those. A lot of direct sales. I did prepaid legal, which is now known as Legal Shield. Prepaid legal, which is now known as Legal Shield. Then I was in Nerium and Monavi and ACN and a lot of different ones, and they're good growth portions of how you can do things. But as I went, I always learned from those. There's always something you can take from any job or any business that you do. Legal Shield I probably took the most out of when I was 18, but it's just, you got to understand that when you take a job or when you take on a venture, you have to be able to take something from it to move more towards your goals. And I always knew I wanted a goal of business owner, a traditional business, and I took assets from each thing to go all the way to car sales and everything in between.
Okay. So let's go back to when you're 18. You started Legal Shield. Now, we've talked about that, and you're very successful in Legal Shield. But you kind of gave up your franchise a little bit. Can you give an idea why you would do something like that?
Well, I'm still a member. I think I just hit my 15-year annivery as a member. So
happy anniversary.
Yeah, right. So I've had the membership with Prepaid Legal or Legal Shield. I'm not always going to call it Prepaid Legal.
Yeah.
It's just what it's always been. But I have had a membership for a long time. But between the age of 18 and about 21, I did a lot there. I went to the executive director level, which is kind of the bottom tier of the top levels. Had a team of over 100 people. We were writing about 200 to 300 memberships a month between the team. It was fun to understand and to see how it works. There is a compounded effect if you keep doing things long enough and keep doing the right things long enough. It does escalate into something that it kind of falls away from you. But a lot of things I learned in there was I was too young, number one. I had a lot of experience that I needed to keep going with. And I learned about chargebacks. Learned about what happens when you make commission job or commission franchise, that at a point there's going to be people who cancel and things that you do, and learning about retention and how customers do that kind of stuff.
Okay. Now, direct sales, it's an opportunity for people to have out there, and it's always painted to be like a fabulous picture, but you said it kind of felt like work as you were doing it, as you went along.
In the end, if you don't have enough of a passion for something or enough belief in a product, past just the regular, oh, this works great, it can be a job. Because if you start doing the things they say to do, go to your weekly meeting, you go to your Super Saturdays, you go to all those different things, make sure you go to the convention twice a year, then you're just going through the motions. There's an attitude and a mental stability that you need to be able to do better in something. You also have to want to do it. In network marketing, if you don't like the product, then all you're going to do is be a recruiter. If you like the product but you don't like recruiting, then you're just going to sell product, and people can sell products. Yeah. But the build of network marketing direct sales has to do with having a balance of both.
Okay. So let's go back to your restaurant days. You had a theory that kind of about giving back. that you use when you worked at restaurants. Can you kind of go into that a little bit?
Well, I know I've met a lot of people who do, but I tipped not only when you're a server in restaurants, you usually tip your host, your bartender, excuse me, things like that. But I tip the cooks because if a happy cook means that there's going to be the correct food that goes out. They will think of you first. If you go back there and say you need something cooked better, or they're not sitting there. They think about it in a way like, no, he's here to make sure our job's easier too. And when you tip them out at the end of the night, you make them remember you. So I was usually one of the higher end servers because I could get the cooks to do something before somebody else could. The movie Waiting, it's a little exaggerated, but it's true.
I would hope so. Yeah.
If you make friends with those cooks,
Yeah.
they really do become a brethren there, and you do better out front because they know if they do good for you, you're going to make that many more tips, and now you can tip them out even more. So there are some times I would give them each like $20, and because I made that much that night. I think everybody between the age of 15, 16 years old when you can start working and about getting into college, I think everybody should do a year of service as a waiter.
Okay.
Because the customer service aspect of things becomes that much better. You get to understand how people treat. There's a stereotype with waiters and stuff. They treat they don't. Their tips are what they do. It's a in between job. We need to. But it's customer service. You need to understand how to treat people and how to respect them.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I kind of learned a little bit was the server is responsible for their own table. And I don't know how it works, but people think tips just go to the waitress or the waiter. But if that table doesn't tip, it's counted against the waitress. And it was explained to me somehow. It was kind of fascinating. I don't know how it really works, but there's more to it in that realm than people think.
Well, the best restaurants I worked at usually, yes, you had your own section, you had your own tables. Each person had a certain amount of tables that they took care of and people. But if food was up, you ran it, and it was full hands in, full hands out. It was always, if there's food up to a table, take it to the table. Doesn't matter if it's yours or not. It's a teamwork aspect, and everybody, and the tips are good across the board because everybody's taken care of. A lot of people don't like one person also taking care of it.
Yeah.
They want to be able to. They want to know the restaurant's taking care of you, and that's. I don't want to say lower end, but that's regular restaurants, the Applebee's, the Denny's, the Perco's, those types of things. You go into 3, 4, 5-star restaurants, then it's an experience. Usually in the normal restaurants, it's in and out. Turn the table. Let's get them in, get their drinks, get their food, get them their check, get them out. In a higher end fine dining, it's an experience. It's an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's how you open the wine bottle. It's how you talk to your customers. I remember I had a certain customer every week that I had to go have a cigar with him.
Oh, wow.
After he was done 2 hours later, and he had his 4-course meal and dessert. It was, no, you're coming to have a cigar with me. It was at a casino, so we could do that.
Yeah.
But you don't do those things, then it's not an experience for them.
Yeah.
You got to make sure the experience is always well taught, and it's given to the patron.
Wow.
It's respect for them. But yeah, if you only worry about your tables and you're selfish, then everybody knows that you are too. You never grab food and help out. You never grab that extra drink or bring that pitcher. That's why I think everybody should do it, because it shows teamwork, it shows pride, it shows respect. I'll tell you what, if you're a server or a waiter of any kind and you go to a restaurant, you have a lot more understanding of what they're going through. You have a lot more understanding of how important that tip is. But you also look back and think of things like drinks and food. I was big on always keeping the drinks full. That's important for a lot of people. If my drink's always empty, well, what are you serving? So, but you have the respect to know what they're going through and what they need to do.
Yeah. So you believe that everybody should have like a year or two in the military, a year in food service. So just to kind of summarize, so you had a little bit of military. You went into you worked at Taco Bell. You worked at everywhere from Taco Bell on up. You kind of had a broad picture of it. But then you went into car sales after all that. How did car sales kind of shape you in your business today?
Well, it's a funny story. A lot of the jobs I had, something usually happened. I mean, I was married for almost 10 years, so I had kids and stuff I had to take care of. And so you kind of get the job, you get the best job you can. I did a lot of before car sales, I was a GM of a bunch of Taco Bells, and I would go to different Taco Bells and kind of clean house. It wasn't a very positive environment because I was the one who went in and did the hiring and firing and got their costs back into check and their customer service scores back into check. But yeah, one day it's funny how it works. I was coming up on 5 years at Taco Bell and never thought I'd be there that long. I was like an in-between job between two professions, and it just kind of worked. And I'll give Taco Bell kudos. They have some of the best management training programs there are.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen any, other things, higher corporate level kind of stuff. They really take care of their managers, and they give you benefits. So it was a decent job. But after 5 years of that I was kind of fed up. And my friend Brian, he calls me just randomly one day and says, dude, you should sell Subarus, which for me, the last Subaru I saw was an ugly old station wagon. You know, the 90s ones that look like they've been driven for the last 30 years and they're falling apart, but they're still moving.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I knew of Subarus. And he said, just come and do the interview. I did the interview and I was hired on the spot. And I went from a salary position, guaranteed money, to commission.
Yeah.
It was a total change. It was the best change I could have done. You never know when you take those kinds of risks. But the customer service I learned in food service allowed me to expand on sales. And you know, selling a car, that's the second biggest purchase somebody's going to make.
Yeah.
Other than a house. So you have to use the big kid gloves. You have to make sure you coddle and make sure people think that you are interested in what they want. And you can't be genuinely interested in that stuff. You don't have to be the quintessential sales guy.
Yeah.
You can find what makes them tick and what's going to help them.
So that's basically all commission. There's no salary with car sales.
I mean, in California, it's an hourly or commission.
Oh, so it's either
you're
or.
gonna make
Okay.
you're gonna make a check. If you're making hourly, you should probably get out of sales anyways.
Yeah.
Because you don't, car sales, I mean, you could be there 60 hours a week. It's not fun. But then once your commissions are higher, then hourly doesn't matter.
Yes.
So it's whatever's bigger. And I
okay.
never made an hourly check from the first month I worked there.
Okay. I guess that's a good thing, right?
That's a good thing, yeah. Making hourly is no fun. It's pretty hard. You're doing the same thing as flipping burgers for minimum wage, or trying to talk people into buying $30,000 and $40,000 vehicles. I mean, if you're making minimum wage, you might as well do the easier thing.
Yeah.
But learning things like features and benefits that people really don't care about the features. They care about 20% of the features. But what's the benefit of those features? How is that benefit going to work? How is it going to save them time, or how is it going to save them money? If you find those hot buttons, then people will be more apt to listen to you and trust you.
Okay. Oh, well, that's a lot of information. We're going to take a short break right now. We're going to be back from a word from our sponsors.
When it comes to getting your car detailed, it's hard to choose the right place. At Davis Family Shines, we sweat the small stuff, so you don't have to. At DFS, we're fully licensed and insured, guaranteeing your car is in good hands. With over 15 years in professional detailing, you can trust we're experienced and know how to take care of whatever life throws your way. Specializing in automotive restoration, we're offering interior-only details as low as $99 and complete details as low as $199. That's a huge savings. With a variety of packages including headlight restoration and windshield repair, you'll be sure to find a deal to fit your car's needs. Call today to schedule your appointment, 209-495-0525, or go online at modestocardetailing.com. Treat yourself to that new car feeling today.
All right, I'm back with Brandon Russell, Fourth DMC Graphic and Design. Now we're going to talk about your business right now. So how does it work in today's world? Like, what is your business about?
My business is about a few things. Number one, Fourth DMC stands for Fourth Dimensional Marketing Consulting. It's kind of a play on words, because when I was in car sales, what we were talking about before, I got to learn about networking and chamber mixers and referral groups and how to change my associations, my circle of people. And I kept hearing from business owners how much time they didn't have, how much they just didn't have the time to do the things they needed to do. Back then, social media was starting to become big. I mean, people were on it, but it wasn't really a business advertising aspect. And then things started churning, and I had a partner, I had another person who was like, no, that's not a bad idea. So for about a year, we just bartered consulting. That's pretty much what we were, as a marketing consulting agency, helped with a lot of social media, partnered with some vendors and things like that to see how it worked, and we just kind of checked the waters and figured out how it worked. And come to find out, if people can get their time back, they can actually take care of their company. There's a difference between working in your business and on your business. A lot of people work in their business. They do their normal things here and there, their daily routines, their sales. I mean, sometimes they don't even make the follow-up calls or ask for referrals or anything like that. So teaching, on the consulting aspect, teaching businesses they need to do that, learning how to create a budget for advertising, learning how to track and goal set, was kind of the baseline of what we wanted to do. Fast forward a couple years later, then we had another company say, we want to move to New York, you want to buy our company. Well, that became a print and graphic design and web design and IT company that merged into the consulting. So they kind of all partnered and helped each other out in what they could do. Then I added employees and independent contractors on board. So now there's about 3 people working for me right now. I'll be having a new partner come in soon, because we are going to be expanding, and there's some big changes happening at the end of the year. But that's the point. Traditional business takes time. It's a slow down to speed up type of thing. A lot of people think they should just, blow up, spend as much as they can in marketing, but they forget about the crash that happens afterwards. If you can slowly rise the occasion, take your peaks and valleys at a much softer level, then you don't feel those stress cases of, oh, I need to do a bunch of marketing. I don't need to do any marketing. I need to do a bunch of, and they keep, and usually people do marketing down here when they should be doing it up here to keep the level.
Yeah.
That's the difference. So it was, I'm in school right now to finish up my bachelor's and get my master's degree, but I started the company with just a high school diploma.
Nice.
Because social media and marketing is changing so much that that no one can keep up, and no one has the time to do it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the gist of the company. I mean, we do a lot of things. From this, print can be anything, stationery, business cards, flyers, then signage, banners, signs. We do a lot of real estate signs, a lot of those T signs you see out there.
Oh, okay.
We do a lot of those. We do tablecloths, we do apparel, hats and shirts and stuff like that. Then we work on your website. We can build a website, maintain, host. We have private servers for it.
Yeah.
So it's been 5 years, and it's been a struggle, just like any business is a struggle. But keep progressing, keep going up, and you're going to have your pitfalls. You're going to fall. It's part of the game.
Okay. So you own multiple businesses, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so how does that tie in with Fourth DMC? Because I know you have classes that you do, you have other things you do.
So Fourth DMC is kind of the umbrella of everything. The goal for next year is to incorporate and be a corporation that then brings all the subsidiaries and affiliates under. But we have one called Russell Squared, which is another partner of mine. We do classes with goal setting and comfort zones. That was a really popular one. 3-part sales classes on teaching people how to understand features and benefits, and how to catch hot buttons, and how to say hi to a customer. A lot of people don't know how to say hi and not get that knee-jerk reaction of, I'm just looking.
Yeah.
We do that, and a lot of consulting. Fourth DMC does its own social media consulting. Do a lot of classes with SCORE and things like that. Then I have a bartending service. It's called JBR Cocktail Services. We do wedding events. We have handmade rustic bars and jockey boxes and things like that. I have affiliates that do event planning, that make baskets. There's my dad does a lot of my web design and IT work. So there's a lot of different levels. I guess you call it an entrepreneur. That is the gist of an entrepreneur, is to not have all your eggs in one basket. At some point, I'd love to be a property manager and have properties to be able to rent out.
Yeah.
I don't want to rent. I don't want to maintain them, but that's the whole point. Is you find
Yeah.
the money to move in different places, understanding finances and stuff like that.
Okay. So let's go back to your classes for a second, because I've taken your classes. And I remember you saying that I was your best student of all time.
Totally.
Okay, that might have been a little lie. I apologize for that. But I did enjoy your classes because you learned a lot from them. Can you touch on the classes a little bit?
Yeah, and you know what? That's a little bit of a joke, but look where he is right now.
Yes, that's true.
That's the key. So our success is based off your success.
Yeah.
What you are doing, what you are able to, even if our classes only gave you the confidence to try something new, that's what a lot of people need. They're too afraid to do that stuff. So definitely kudos to you.
Thank you. I
You
appreciate
have
it.
taken the information. How many people take the information and then just put it up on their mantle or their fireplace and their table? That's like it's like somebody hands you a gigantic gold nugget and you don't go and cash in at the bank. You take it and put it up there on your table and you never cash it in. What's the point of it? Why did you go get that information if you're not going to use it? So that's the classes. And our goal is somebody grab one gold nugget each time.
Yeah.
If we're talking to you for an hour, we want you to grab at least one nugget out of it before you can and implement it. That's the key. Everybody, how many people go to classes and they're all hyped up on it and they didn't implement one thing? You got to implement. You got to do something with it. So, but that's the Russell Squared classes. Another partner of mine, Randy, he works here in the Valley. And he loves teaching. He was an Avon rep. He did a lot of stuff, and he has a lot of sales experience. And he also has a passion for getting people to do the thing and have the power. As Napoleon Hill says, you have to push. You have to do something. It doesn't have to be the perfect thing. I mean, you're doing this stuff right now. There's bugs and tweaks all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to do something.
Yeah.
Because if you try and wait for the perfect thing, it's like waiting for the perfect woman or the perfect guy.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen. Do something. Try, and you let it evolve into what it can be. Also have the patience to do it. So that's a lot of things we teach in Russell Squared. This year we're finished with what we were doing. We'll start classes up the next year. And they do the same thing with the social media and stuff too.
Okay. Well, and actually your class kind of inspired the show in a sense, because I'm drawing a blank on the woman that you had in there, but she was a real estate agent. She's a realtor.
Cindy?
I think so. I'm going to give her a plug really quick, because the one thing I took from that class, she shared that she was a registered nurse. She was making 6 figures here in the Valley, which is a lot of money, but she gave that up to sell houses, go strictly commission, and she had certain goals, and she had certain things that she wanted to do for people. And I just to hear that backstory, just to hear people give up something, even though it's paying a lot and it's paying the bills, to give up and just do something to help other people. I just think that's great. And her story, and like I said, I can't remember her name, I apologize, but it was just so inspirational. So I do want to give a plug. I just can't remember her name, so that's probably not a really good plug. But but just stories like that. I like hearing about the background of people. What makes them do something.
Yeah, I mean, I did the same thing. I was in car sales. I was 6 figures, and I walked away to start a business. It's scary, especially when you have something that is taking care of everything, and then you decide, you know what, I think I'm going to let this go and move to something else. But that's what life is. I don't know how many people in this day and age really want to do something for 40 years to get their 40% and retire.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even get it anymore.
Yeah.
You have to create your own retirement. Financial
Yeah,
planners
you do.
are like the thing now, because there's not a company that's just going to set up your 401k for you. There's not many out there.
No.
There's not many unions left. So you have to figure out how to save your own money and where to put it. And I mean, how many people now have a job and 2 or 3 network marketing businesses, right?
Oh, quite a few.
How many people have both parents working 1 or 2 jobs, and then somebody else is crocheting on their time off in the house, just trying to sell some extra hats or something to make some money? I mean, that's the way it works now. And a lot of people use social media and digital marketing to do that now. They have no idea what they're doing. Some of them get lucky. But when they do figure things out, they stick with it, and it goes from there.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot to think about, and times are certainly changing. We're going to take a short break. We're going to hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Every journey begins with a single step. Are you ready to take yours? Here at Modesto Junior College, we can help you begin. The college offers a variety of programs and opportunities, including financial aid. MJC students can transfer to four-year colleges after graduating. Our instructors will prepare you for a successful future in the field of your choice. If you want a quality, affordable education with unlimited horizons, make Modesto Junior College your first step.
All right, we're back with Brandon Russell, owner of Fourth DMC Graphic and Design. So Brandon, we've talked about your past and where you're at today. How are your products and services? What are your products and services?
Like it's departmentalized. So there's the print, like I was saying before, apparel and any kind of stationery, print, banners, and signage. But a lot of the things we have, number one, what makes us different is we design stuff usually in the cost of the item, so you don't have to worry about how much it's going to cost to print and then how much the design's going to take. Most of the things, the basic design's always included. That doesn't usually happen. Usually you're spending $50 or $100 just in design, and then you got to get to the print. So that's one of the things. So business cards and flyers and brochures. Every door direct mailers are huge. We do even do the service of going to the post office and doing that for you, which is a big pain if you don't know how to do it and how to bundle. Websites, hosting, maintenance, building the site, keeping up with how sites are built. I mean, 2 years ago, custom was great. Now people just want a one-page site that has everything, all their information in one shot. Mobile friendly, that's a huge thing. SEO, search engine optimization. There's a lot of things. IT work. On your home computer or even on a business network. And then marketing, social media, business consulting, sales training. I teach classes on Facebook and social media. I teach classes on digital marketing. I even partner with SCORE, which I'm partnered with all year this year in Modesto, and I'll partner with in Tuolumne County soon and do a bunch of workshops for them. So we do a bunch of workshops, and between 18 to 20 people every time is there. We've done, I think, a half a dozen so far. The whole point is I want somebody to have one company understand them. I mean, how many times do you have this person does your designs, this person does your print, this person over here does your web, this person does your marketing, or you're doing your marketing, and then you go back and forth on social media.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice to have one company that knows you, that understands your branding, understands your color combinations, has all your files, knows what you're trying to do on social media already? I mean, when we have a customer that does it all, when they have an event going on, it gets posted on the website and their social media, and we print the flyer all in one shot.
Okay.
It makes things so much easier for people instead of having to send it to 10 different people to try and get it done.
Okay. So it sounds like you're different from a lot of different companies. What else makes you different from different companies?
Well, a major benefit that I see that we have, when you have a custom design, you can get anything. So it helps with a lot of branding. If you get into a marketing package with us and you actually do marketing with us, you're going to spend a lot more time in the beginning getting things set up, setting up follow-up programs, getting your social media going, figuring out how that you want to do the content. But the whole point is later down the road, you get to walk away and let that stuff go, pay the person to take care of it, and then you get to run your business and actually do what you're good at. I mean, I always tell people when we're talking about marketing, you either have time or you have money. If you have neither, you should probably think about what you're doing and find something else. But if you don't have any time, then spend the money to get your time back. If you don't have any money, then you need to spend more time to get your money back. It goes hand in hand. So our job and what makes us different is we're trying to give you back your time. We want to let us take the design. Let us take the branding. Let us do the posting on social media. Let us take care of the marketing. You have to do it. So you might as well have someone who can do it quicker than you, so you can keep getting those sales and moving forward.
Okay. So you're in Tuolumne County, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So what other areas do you cover?
Well, the Valley, Modesto, Stockton. We have accounts in San Jose. We have a large restaurant up there that we do a lot of stuff for, a lot of print marketing for. We've had people in Seattle and Washington. We've had people in Arizona. We actually have an Olive Garden in Nevada that's going to order a bunch of shirts and apparel from us.
Okay.
I mean, I've shipped all the way to the East Coast.
Yeah.
I've shipped to Canada. I've done telecommuting and video marketing with people over Skype and go to meetings and stuff like that, giving them consultation, and they were 3,000 miles away.
Wow.
So I can be anywhere. As far as who we service, it's Northern California.
Okay.
Most of Northern California is our main demographic at the moment.
Okay. So where do you see Fourth DMC going in the future? What's your vision?
The big vision.
Yes.
Right? So the vision of the company is I would love somebody to be able to walk into my Fourth DMC firm. Number one, you get free consultation. You walk in and you're able to get the questions answered that you're worried about. Instead of having to worry about how much your pocketbook's going to get hurt, just get your questions answered. I could tell you that it would change small business if small business owners could get their questions answered without worrying about how much it's going to cost. It would change the paradigm for how it works. If small business owners could at least have their questions answered to know the direction to go, so many would stay in business. After that, you have everything in one shot. If you need print, go to our print department. You need web, go to our web department. You need IT, go to our IT department. I mean, if you need insurance, we have insurance brokers. You need real estate, you have real estate brokers. I mean, have everything in one place where you can literally get everything you need business in one place under one roof and one umbrella, and not have to worry about going to 15 different places and figuring out who's best and who's not. I'm A+ rated on the Better Business Bureau already. We have reviews on Facebook and Yelp and Better Business Bureau. You can go check those out. It's coming. So the next step is everything I've been doing is home-based. We didn't need an office. The next step is we are in negotiations to buy a larger shop, and we will be expanding our print side to a ability to be able to go anywhere in the country to do print and do major signage and car wraps and huge banners and a lot more prestigious things that companies are looking for. Car wraps, vinyl wraps, they could be as much as a paint job. I mean, those are big things, but they're great advertising and billboards. So that's one of the next steps. So it's a step by step. Moving into an office and having a space and having a lot more in-house printing will make a change also.
Okay. Wow, you've got a lot going on there. So people watching this at home, how could they get a hold of you?
So I'm on Facebook, so at 4THDMC, number 4, THDMC. I'm on Instagram at 4THDMC. I'm on Twitter at 4THDMC. You can find our website is www.4thdmc.com. I don't know if anybody's figuring this out. That's a brand. It's the same thing across the board. You can call us on our number. Our main line is 443-436-2362. It's a Google Voice number, but it gets to anyone. That's the point of the 21st century. You don't have to have a landline. It doesn't have to be. There's really no such thing as long distance anymore.
No, not anymore.
You can email us at 4d@4thdmc. I mean, we have a few ways you can get a hold of us.
All right.
Find us on Facebook though, like our page. We do a lot of stuff on there. We have a lot of pages on top of the 4THDMC page and groups that we run to give people networking opportunities. We post out what events are going on in the Valley and in Tuolumne County all the time, so people don't have to try and search for it. They know what's going on. Check out our work. We have a lot of work on our website and a lot of work on our Facebook. So a lot of ways to contact us, and we definitely want to be contacted. And if anybody contacts me and mentions this TV My 26 ad, then they'll get a free half an hour with me.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, I didn't even know that, so I'm going to definitely mention this ad. So Brandon, I want to thank you for coming on the show today, introducing yourself to everybody. And it was a pleasure having you here today. I just learned so much from you.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So thank you. So
And you are a good student.
thank you. I try. So if you're a small business owner that would like to have their voice heard, please contact me at newsmallbusinessvoice@gmail.com, or we even have a website right now that's up and running, www.smallbusinessvoice.biz. That's all the time we have for today. Brandon, I want to thank you again for coming on the show. That's all the time we have for today. I'm Justin Duncan saying join the crusade and buy local. We'll see you next time.